started.
Okay, this is a different time control. It's 5 and 5 because this was a challenge from Uzwel. Uzwel is from Spain. Okay. So, anyway, it was my time to start with an English. Oh, he's doing this funny line. I think I've seen that before. Just build up to D. Build up to D5, and why not? Why not just build up to D5? So get something. Maybe this is sort of like a Catalan. Not that I know how to play a Catalan. This is something I could try the minority attack with. Huh? Okay, let's finish developing. Do a little more development on the king side, and then let's see. I need A3 to support B4, I guess, if I want to start getting stuff going over there. I think, let's see, black has some easy ideas here with bishop and queen lining up. Oh no, it's actually not so easy, is it? Because I've got this pawn structure here, so the bishop and queen battery is not so effective. Can I play B5 right away? You can take it, and then, yeah, maybe I'll develop the knight first. Wasn't sure I could round it up. Aha! So he stops B5 by playing B5 himself. That's an interesting way to deal with this minority attack idea. So what's the problem? The problem is it leaves the C pawn backwards, but my knight and my bishop are in the way. So probably I should trade off this bishop, right? Let's try this. This is a weird idea, but I've seen it played. Let him take and damage my pawn structure, but I get this nice grip on I get a nice grip on E5, and he's going to play his knight into B4, isn't he? Anyway, it's a very strange idea because it weakens the king side a lot, but unless there's some big attack, then I'm probably okay. And I did get rid of my bad bishop, so I can continue to put pawns on dark squares. And then and I can maneuver this knight around. That's the idea, is to get something on the C file. So bring this knight over here to defend the king side, put a rook on the C file, and he's going to trade this knight off so that he can, he will trade the knight off so he can play knight to B4. So maybe I should go somewhere else with this knight. Maybe I can get the knight to E4. Knight E4 to B5 would be good, and let him trade this guy. If he doesn't take, I'm threatening to take on E5. Pawn takes, so he defends. So is he going to take back with the bishop here or the knight? Or the pawn? Takes with the bishop. Okay, so if I take with the knight, then he can take with the knight or the pawn. And this is still loose. I wonder if I could play rook c1. He takes, I take, and then he hops his knight into here. I don't like that. I would like to prevent his knight from coming to b5. Maybe I shouldn't worry about that so much, huh? Just grab the bishop and see how he wants to take. If he takes with a knight, I guess rook c1 immediately threatens the queen. Threatens the knight because of the pin of the pawn. So he takes with the pawn, and now he can play knight b5, and I cannot stop him, but I can put a little pressure on that guy, I guess. I have a light squared bishop, which is useful. Oh, we didn't go there right away. Wow, what's up with that? Oh, maybe if you went there right away, I had bishop takes e5. d5, rather. So rook c5, and still threatening. Threatening the pawns. Just one of them, I guess. It's not a threat, is it? It's defended by the queen. That's defended by the queen. That's defended by the queen and knight. Queen to d3 here would threaten the b pawn. He defended it in advance. Okay, so queen to b3 now piles up on this pawn. And he defends. So let's double my rooks on the c file. Maybe I can get rook to c7 as an idea. Or rook c6 to d6. That looks interesting. He can stop it all with rook c8. He can just put an end to it there. Okay, so he decides to go active. Yeah, this ties down my bishop, so I'm not threatening that pawn anymore. And he hits my d pawn. Okay. What to do? I don't really want to defend the d pawn, but I guess I should. So queen to e3. If queen to e3, then he does have knight b4. Queen e3, knight b4, rook, knight c4. Rook takes, pawn takes. Now I can't take the rook in the corner because it's pinned again. So anyway, I don't want to give him a free tempo on my queen, so that's why I went to d3 instead of e3. Yeah, maybe I should have moved the rook over, though. Moved the rook over. So he can play. Can he? No, he still can't play knight to b4. Okay, so that's the point of not giving up a tempo on the queen, is I can still put pressure on the d pawn. Knight c4. I keep saying b4. Knight c4 is what I'm worried about. But knight c4, bishop takes. Okay, so he's got a tactic here. Let's take a look at this. Oh, I still can't take because of the darn pin. The darn pin. Okay, so let's drive the queen back a little bit. Let's see which way. The queen either has to give up the pin or it has to give up the attack on the e-pawn. So it counterattacked my rook. Pretty tricky. Okay, so the knight coming in here to fork the queen and the rook would be annoying if I were to play rook to d1. So I'll go rook e1. Aha, so he's just going to trade off that rook. Let's see, let's block the queen. Block that pin. That was quite annoying. And then he can take here. He can take and win out the a-pawn, I suppose. Yeah, he's probably going to do that. Trade rooks first. Which is the best way to take? probably here, because it'll leave me with a couple of pawns to fight these two pawns. Yeah, and so he's got that going. So, but can he actually defend this pawn? Well, what he can do is he can push it forward if I attack with the rook. Let's see. So how do I activate my rook here? Maybe this is an idea. Give my rook to the 6th rank here. Attack his pawn. He attacks my pawn. So we're going to get some wholesale exchanges here. Let's think. Oh, I don't have too much time. I've got a minute here. Let's see. If I put the rook here and he takes the pawn, I can't grab here really. It's still defended. Yeah, that knight here is going to be a strong piece. Let's attack the other pawn. Attack the B pawn. Okay, so he's got some fork trick, right? If I take, where's the attack? He can attack here or here. Here. Maybe he just wants to trade off my bishop. I don't see it. Oh, maybe there's just no way to save it. Okay, so he's just putting it there where he could defend it with the knight. Okay. Let's see, what's the best way to deal with this? It's defended, the pawn is already defended by my bishop, so I didn't need to defend it with the rook here. What I was doing with the rook is more attacking his knight. He could have played d3 there. Might have been a good move. Now it's too late for d3, but d3 would have defended his knight, and it would become very dangerous. That pawn on d3. Maybe it would have been okay. Say he went d3, I advance my rook attacking the pawn again, and if he pushes on to d2, then I can get my rook behind it, and his knight can't defend it. It might have been okay. Tricky endgame. Here, 46 seconds. So it looks drawish to me. I think I win his pawn, he wins my pawn, and didn't see. Okay, is there another trick here? I have to take that pawn if I can. Now I'm a pawn up. Like if he just made a king move or pawn move over on this side of the board, then we would have just ended up trading pawns here. So he's going to blockade. Let's put some pressure on the knight. Keep his rook tied down. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I was thinking bishop here might be interesting, supporting rook to f7. I wanted to go here, but then that's just a trade again. Yeah, so he activates his knight that way. So if I advance the pawn, I can defend the pawn with the bishop. I can attack the knight. Oh, but yeah, let's defend here, and let's see. He can try and attack the bishop. He can go back to where he was, and then I'll go to c4, which is the square I was trying to get to. Can't attack the bishop here because the rook covers it. So he goes there. Okay, so bishop c4, that was my idea. So I'm looking at this square. I can check and drive the king away from this pawn. Or I can, or if he goes back to defend the pawn, then I have a discovered attack. Yes. So the check here.
Check.
He still has to go here. So his king is kind of tied down. Maybe I can round up some pawns over here. And the bishop is trying to dominate the knight. Yeah, the knight has no great squares. It could go into the corner. But if I take the h-pawn, it defends here anyway. Let's take it. Well, I'm starting to feel more optimistic. I don't know if he can still draw this anymore. So he's going after that. Let's defend with the bishop, so I can round up this pawn over here. He's got his king near the action on this side of the board. My king is out of play, so that's one thing black has going for him right here, as well as a time advantage. Okay, he's chasing my bishop around. That's good. He's got his... can I do something clever, though?
Check.
Yes, I can do something clever. It's legal. So this looks pretty good for me. Pawns on both sides of the board. Let's see. This is the wrong color pawn. Okay. The wrong color rook pawn. Just noticed that now. So if he could sack his knight for that pawn, it could end up being a draw. But he has to get his king close enough. Okay, so now the knight is there, so it can't win this pawn. So let's step forward. And just be careful I don't get checked and lose the pawn. Okay, no checks from that square. No checks from that square. "37 seconds. Yeah, it's nice having increment. You can play these games out. Okay, if I go here, he has a check, but then I can step to G6 after the check. So I'm not worried about the check. So he goes there. Now, there's a check there and there. When I step here, there's checks here and here. That just gets taken. Okay, his king comes over. Let's go here.
Check.
Let's go here, attacking the knight. Aha. So let's win the knight. And now there's an easy win with bishop and pawn. It's because it's not the rook pawn. It's only the rook pawn that's a problem, and only if the king is in a good spot.
Black resigns.
Cool. Well, that was a nice win over a higher rated player. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.